All right, here is the quick review video for the IUPAC naming rules. Number 1, remember we need to identify that longest continuous chain of carbons, and this is going to tell you the stem name or the parent name of the compound. So if your longest chain has 1 carbons, its parent name would be meth. For an alkane, that would be methane. If it has 5 carbons, it would be pent. For an alkane, again, it would be pentane. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. 6 is the maximum that you are required to know about for IB chemistry, but remember the basic naming would continue on with that similar naming system: heptane, octane, nonane, decane, and so forth. Step 2, you need to use the functional group ending or suffix as the last part of the name. Sorry, our board got a little wiped here. So depending on your functional group, your ending of your name is going to be a little different. If it's an alkane, we know the ending is going to be ane. If it's an alkene, it'll end in ene. An alcohol will end in anol or just all. Aldehyde will end in an-al or just al. A ketone will end in an-one or just one. And, there we go. Carboxylic acid would be anoic acid. So again, some of these will need numbers associated with them. We'll get to the numbering board in just a second. But basically, if that functional group could be more than one place, you need to add a number as part of the name to identify where in the molecule that functional group is located. If, however, the functional group can only be in one place, like if it's a terminal functional group, such as the aldehydes and the ketones, and the carboxylic acids, no number is necessary because they're terminal. They show up at the end of the molecule no matter what. Number 3, naming side chains or substituent groups. You need to use numbers and prefixes. Again, we'll get to the numbers in the next board, but if you have an alkyl group, essentially like an alkane, but as a side group, that it's the same prefix as we saw before, but ending in ol: methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, and so forth. If you have a halogen, it would be fluoro, chloro, bromo, or iodo. If you have an amine, it's just amino, and an alcohol would be hydroxy. And for the numbering rules, you need to number the main chain of carbon atoms starting at the end closest to the functional group or substituent group. So you want the lowest amount of numbers and the lowest value of numbers possible. So if you have one functional group and it is in the middle, you have CH3, CH2, CH, Cl, CH3. If you start it from the left in your numbering, it would be on the 2 carbon. If you started from the, start from the right, it would be on the 2. If you start from the left, it would be on the 3. So you would start from the right, and it would be a 2-chloro. Then in names, when you're writing about the numbers are going to be separated by commas if you're using more than one, and numbers and words are always separated by dashes. So in this example down here, this would be a 2,3-dichloropentane. Our main chain is 5 long, so we have a pent parent group. We have a chloro group, 2 of them in fact, so it would be a dichlorofunctional group. They are on the 2 and 3 carbons respectively. We started numbering at the right-hand side so we could have the lowest numbers possible.